We ended last episode on a 4-game win streak, entering the trade deadline at the very start of February. After a very up and down year, we are through 50 games and ranked 7th in the conference, 10th in the power rankings. But again, playing our best basketball in over 2 months of time. So I thought to myself, without having to make a move, what could we do to our lineup to really turn things around and get the most out of this really promising, young, good-looking roster? And what I ended up doing was moving our star player John Cobb to small forward for most of his minutes. And we have brought Cam Christie now fully into our starting 5 for what I hope to be the rest of our season. He's been one of our best shooters. He's been really good from 3. He's been the best bench player for us all season long. And now we have kind of a new look rotation. Dylan Young moves to our bench. Cam Christie gets about 26 minutes at shooting guard, but he's 6'6", so he could move to small forward if you want to, switch things up. But Cobb weighs about 45 more pounds than Christie does. He's a very thin player, so I think he's better fit against guards where he's, more agile and more of a finesse kind of a player. But I also was thinking about how can we improve our shooting? And I think really what that comes down to is having at least 3 capable three-point shooters on the court at any one time. And if we have 2 guys out there that are kind of like around 30%, I count that as 1 good three-point shooter. So at pretty much every point in a game with this rotation, the idea is to have at least 3 three-point shooters on the floor. Kylan Moore, Jarris Walker, and Young are all very spotty three-point shooters, but they can knock them down, but it's not going to be very reliable. But Dennis, Christie, Cobb, Sasser, Kispert, these are all guys that can really knock these shots down. So despite Kispert seeing a slight decrease in playing time, this will, I think, just give us a better lineup overall, have Cobb at small forward, and might make it easier for him to score. It'll definitely make it easier for him on defense, I think, against players that are kind of slower than he is, because I think he typically has issues guarding players like Kyrie Irving, who have the speed and the agility and the dribbling to get by him off the dribble. I doubt that's going to be the case for most small forwards, so we're going to try this out. We're going to keep Kylan Moore at the 4 spot and Mark Williams in the starting 5 as well. And hopefully this allows us to spread the court more and allow for better spacing and to get the most out of our bench as well. And we'll see how this goes. I don't usually change things up if things are going well, but a 4-game win streak is a very small sample size. And I think this lineup with, having Christie in there in our starting 5 in place of Dylan Young, who's a very worse three-point shooter, just allows us to get the most out of him and gives us just better options offensively. So with that being said, our plan here is to not make a move at the deadline and to instead move past the All-Star break and focus on this game towards the end of the month against the Portland Trail Blazers, who of course beat us in the Western Conference Finals a year ago. A chance to get a bit of revenge on them, but they're a very good team. They're 32-17. They are 2nd right now in the conference. They're still a very, very good overall franchise, and we're going to probably get halfway from here to the very end of our season, and we'll close the episode, or close the season rather, next episode. But now let's get past this deadline and see if we have any close games between now and the game against Portland. And these were all of the trades at the deadline or earlier. So Quentin Grimes again from the Blue Crabs to the Lakers. Aaron Nesmith and Jawan Stanley or swapped Clint Capella from the Bulls to the Pistons in exchange for a young center and Christian Hunt and a 1st-round pick. The Hornets traded Ethan Love to the Kings for Bol Bol. The Heat gave Josh Hart and Cody Martin to the Timberwolves for Rodney Reed and Dylan Jones. And then Boris Bones and Zach Collins swapped for Aaron Mobley and Eric Dudley. And the last trade of the year was Kyle Kuzma and Daniel Baldwin for Jalen Smith and Jonathan Isaac from the Wizards and the Sixers. First game beyond the deadline, and the win streak moves to 5 with an 18-point win over the LA Lakers, with Marcus Sasser putting up a season-high 28 points in only 18 minutes off our bench. Nobody else shot the ball very well. Christie was 5 for 7 and good from downtown, and a couple players racking up some defensive stats. John Cobb, 12 rebounds in this game, 3 assists, 3 steals. We have seen our small forwards kind of have the ball less in terms of taking shots in this playbook. So hopefully with Cobb's, tendencies, he can kind of overcome that. And that would also help us out in terms of opening things up for other players. And we take down the Pelicans, who are a very good Western Conference team this year. Both teams putting up nearly 50 fourth quarter points, but we come out on top by 19 points, 136-117, behind a big day for John Cobb on both ends. 31, 8, and 7, 4 steals defensively. Corey Kispert, 8 for 9 from the field, perfect from downtown. Double-double for David Dennis. Colin Moore got heavily involved on both ends. Love to see that. And a double-double for Mark Williams as well. So that's a really good performance for us against a very good conference opponent. 23 or more for the big three of Booker, Ingram, and Dyson Daniels. But again, we come out on top. Shooting fantastic, despite taking about 25 less free throws. And now for our final game before the All-Star break. It comes against the Kings, who are sub 500. And the win streak comes to an end in pretty horrible fashion. They outscore us 48-20 in the fourth quarter to beat us by 21 points. Another fourth quarter lead blown, and they absolutely went off. Kibu Miller, 37, 6, and 12. Don't forget, he is only in his second season, and he is already a really, really good offensive player, taken 3rd overall in the same draft as Colin Moore and Dylan Young. Xavier Green puts up 24 as well, and Trae Young with 12 assists, and we just could not keep pace the fourth quarter. We just kind of slowed down offensively. 35 for Cobb here in this game, but he was really bad from downtown. 2 for 14. Rough day. 21 for Dennis. We had a lot of steals and blocks, it seems, but they shot 61%, and we could not match that. In the Rising Stars Challenge, the rookies were led by Corey Carter, who puts up 16 points. Xavier Green, 13 points. For the sophomores, Colin Moore had the most points at 17. Miller had 15 points, and Dylan Young was 1 for 5 from the field. Deion Houston, 9, 9, and 7 here in this game. Angeli, who we saw last episode, 11 points and 7 rebounds. And it looks like Anthony Black won the three-point contest over with the Magic, and Dylan Young actually won the slam dunk contest for the first time. So congrats to our second-year small forward. The East All-Stars fall against the West All-Stars in the All-Star game, despite 29 for Giannis and Jalen Brunson, and 21 from Evan Mobley. Cade Cunningham, 11 assists here in this game. Deion York, 22, 12, and 6. Luka, 20 and 9. And 10 players in double figures for the West en route to their win. The Aztecs take care of business, get back in the win column against the Grizzlies, despite 32 and 9 from John Morant and 26 from Gigi Jackson. We beat them by 10 points, 26 for Cobb, 20 for Colin Moore. Christie, 14, 5, and 5. That's a really good stat line for a guy that we know can shoot the ball and at least give us, hopefully 7 or more shots a game. So a good win right here. Despite a couple of guys not shooting very well, we still played some solid defense, and as a team, shot pretty well from the floor in general. Rematch against the Jazz, and they once again beat us, this time with 40-plus point quarters in the second half, outscoring us by 14 points in the fourth to win by just as much. Career day for Colin Moore, 37 points, 24, 6, and 6 for Cobb in the loss, and had a couple guys not shoot very well. 3 for 10 for Jarris Walker, 1 for 7 for Mark Williams, only 8 rebounds in this game too. He really struggled here in this matchup. Deion York puts up a triple-double, and they had several players shoot very well offensively. And they put up 142 points. Similar game as to that Kings game just a couple days ago before the All-Star break. Oh, and Mark Williams is going to be hurt. Left shin splint. He should be able to play through it. We will just have him battle through that injury. Despite 27 or more from Cat and Ants, we still beat Minnesota, dropping 119 with 24 from Cam Christie. He has shot well in nearly every game over the last, couple of weeks. 18 for Moore, 17 for Dylan Young off our bench. Cobb, 6 for 14 from the field, did not hit a 3 here in this game, but we get the victory. Mark Williams, 6 and 9. He's not getting as much playing time right now with the shin splints. Only played 19 minutes and then fouled out, I guess. So that's probably why he didn't play that much in that game. Now we got a nationally televised game against the Magic here a week before the Portland game. Make it 3 out of 4 wins since the All-Star break, despite 31 from Leonard Dennis and 26 from Paolo Banchero. We outscored the Magic by 15 points, with Cobb leading the way, 28 for him. He had 3 steals as well. Marcus Sasser, really good off the bench in this game, 21 points. So another good win. And the big third quarter leads us to our 3rd straight win over the Miami Heat. No games so far have really come down to the wire. This game was close to it, but we had a lead in the 4th quarter for the entirety of it, and they never got within 4 points. So no close finishes so far, but 21 for Cam Christie, really playing well in this new role of his. Cobb has, been kind of hit or miss so far as the small forward, but we are winning games for the most part. 13 assists here for David Dennis, 4 blocks for Mark Williams, and 5 stocks for Jarris Walker. That's pretty good. 20 plus for Law, Adebayo, and Jalen Hood-Schifino, but we win the game. We get Mark Williams back to full health just a day later, but we lose against the Spurs, who have gone on quite the tear over the last month and a half. They were about, I think, 5 games below 500 last time we saw them, and now they are like 11 games over 500. So they have really stepped up. They have climbed the conference ranks, and they beat us pretty handily here. 20 and 10 for Wembanyama here in this game, 3 stocks for him, 29 for Cobb, but only 2 other players score in double figures. And Dylan Young, 2 for 11, 1 for 9 from 3. And we just did not get as many free throws as them or take as many shots. And they beat us in the paint. They beat us off the fast break. More second chance points, bench points, assists. They just beat us across the board pretty much. And we had 20 turnovers too. But we don't fall to a losing streak with a massive high-scoring game against the Wizards. All in regulation. 151 for us, 138 for Washington. Just an offensive barn burner. We had 4 players score 20 or more points. 32 and 9 for Dennis, 27 for Cobb, 23 off the bench for Sasser, and 20 for Colin Moore. But I think he is shaken up a little bit after this game. We'll have to check on the actual injury once we hop out of here. But 26 for Darius Williams, the first overall rookie. He has been pretty good this year. 14, 3, and 6 on average, and is shooting fairly well for a rookie as well. 24 for Anderson Longley. But we come out on top, despite shooting worse from the field and from 3. But we still get the win. And now going into this game against Portland, Kylan Moore, a twisted left ankle. How will this affect his play? Feel like he could play through this injury, but maybe not as a starter. He's definitely losing some mobility, obviously, with the left ankle being twisted. And it's mainly affecting speed, agility, and his vertical, which are pretty important for him defensively. And his offensive skills aren't going down by a lot, but I think we're going to start Jarris Walker, and bring more off the bench until he's fully healthy. And we enter this game 7-3 in our last 10 games. We are now over 500 away from home for the first time, I think, all season. And we're only coming off one win, but we're still 7th place in the conference. You know, teams like the Spurs have played better than us over this past month and a half or so, and we have not moved up or down. And we are still top 10 in the power rankings, but the Rockets are still kind of pulling away here. They're very close to securing the first overall seed, while the Jazz and Blazers right now are both 7.5 games back. And we are just in a battle with the Spurs, Pelicans, Clippers, Mavericks, or pretty much just the Spurs, Pelicans, and Clippers to battle for the 3 to 6 spots. But here we go on the road in Portland, once again facing off against the Trail Blazers. They are the number 3 seed as of right now. We are the 7, and it's going to be our first time seeing John Cobb on the court playing in that small forward role, mostly full-time. Cam Christie obviously now in our starting 5, and a showcase game on the way to show what they can do and continue this strong run of form over the last couple of weeks. And tip-off is officially underway here in the Moda Center. They will have the ball first. And what can this starting 5 do? We obviously are missing Colin Moore in the starting 5 because of the sprained ankle or the twisted ankle. So Walker back in the starting 5. Aiden's shot no good, and Williams pulls it down. Dennis, mid-range jump shot no good, and flying in for the rebound is DeAndre Ayton once again. Randall, the fast break pull-up, got it to bounce in, despite the shot contest. Behind the arc, it's Cobb for 3. It's not going to go. So I'm curious how he will look in this new role. He's got Denny Avdia as his matchup for most of this game. And we'll see if he ends up getting the looks that we saw him get as the shooting guard, as Anthony Simons drives to the rim and throws it down, and Portland leads 4-0. Dished out to David Dennis. Shot clock under 5. He drives and throws it down. Randall spins, drives on Walker, and draws the foul. So Randall missed the last game of the playoff series a year ago, and they still won that game. And we'll see if he, if we end up facing this team again, will he have a bigger role? It's kind of been going down as he has aged, like his role has kind of decreased every single year. But off to a good start here. He's got 4 points. Walker driving, and now he draws the foul against Aiden. First free throws of the day for the Aztecs. First one drops in. I've not checked Walker's three-point stats since we have simmed all those games. I imagine he's shooting better from 3 than he was because he's been a fairly solid three-point shooter in his career so far. This year it's kind of gone down, but I imagine he's gotten better as the year's gone on. There's a foul against John Cobb. Avdia drew it. Bucket will count, and the free throw will too. Cobb spots up after stepping back and nails his second try from downtown. But so far against the Blazers this year in our first 2 games, he has only averaged 18 points per. Way down from about the 25-point average that he has against all the other teams in total. Back inside to Williams behind the defense, and this game was all tied up now at 9 points. Little big man pick and roll here as Randall drives and has it rejected out of bounds by Jarris Walker. They've got 9 seconds on the shot clock here, trying to break the tie. Randall has it. Another screen comes up. The 3 is off the mark. It's dished out to Cobb behind the arc again. He's hit his last two. Now a deep three. Bucket almost went, and he was fouled on that shot as well by Walker. Randall loves trying those threes from like 4 or 5 feet out. Now he's got 3 shots at the line to potentially retie the game at 12. That one's good, and the back end for Randall is not going to drop in. Loaded to Christie. Working on Simons with the finish, and Simons is now in their starting 5 this year, it seems. He came off their bench for their entire playoff series last season, but now he's in there starting and is much smaller than Christie is, but that's a nice finish right there for Jamal Shed. Cobb tries again, looking for 3 in a row to drop in from downtown. That one's not going to drop, though. Simons rather, pulls up, misses the shots. And Williams brings it up. Now he takes the three-pointer, can't knock it down, though. Then Avdia pulls down the rebounds. Avdia is left open for 3. It's not going to go, but the offensive rebound rattles off as well for DeAndre Ayton. Mismatch for Mark Williams here over Simons. You gotta hit shots like that on the mismatch. We took it from too far away, and now Simons slashes inside to put Portland back in front with half the quarter left. Another good look. Cobb drills it. Now 3 for 5 from downtown. Blazers want to talk things over. Play set up for Avdia. His triple this time is online. You'll probably notice that Scoot Henderson is not on the court to start the game for the Blazers. I checked their box score, and he's not listed there at all, so he's either out with a long-term injury or maybe he has found a new home elsewhere. That shot's going to go for Avdia. He's catching fire here in this first quarter. Dylan Young, Kylan Moore now out there for Mexico City. Dennis drives on Shed. Tough finish. We're tied at 21. Randall gets the feed inside. Tough score over 2 of our big men. And so far, he and Avdia have been the offense for the Blazers. Christie dumps it down low to Kylan Moore. Working on Randall. He is a bit bigger than him. Has more size, more strength. And he shows it right there. Deep 3. Randall cashes in from deep. Man, he's off to a great start. Gotta slow him down. Lobbing it up. Christie spins midair and throws it down. Assisted by David Dennis. Offense for both teams looks pretty good. No bad shots being taken. Randall offline this time, but anytime he has the ball in his hands, he is going to pull the trigger. So be ready for those kinds of shots the rest of this game. They almost stole it. Williams has a path and rocks the rim. Now Shed cuts, has it blocked by a Williams, who ends up with the rebound as well. Up to Young, he finds Christie, corner triple, it's good. One of our best offensive first quarters of the entire season. Another quick 3, Randall offline again. Dennis comes off the pick. 3 won't go. Ball's tipped up and Christie tracks it down. He's also got more size than Shed does, which will lead to hopefully some more rebounds for us. That's a good look, but Dylan Young can't connect. Baseline drive and a strong take for Jamal Shed. Under 2 to go here in the first quarter. Kispert and Sasser, Wiseman all in there. Kyle back on the court. Wiseman gets the feed from Sasser off the pick and roll. And they cannot really slow us down right now. We are like 12 for 17 or some crazy start like that. Simons contested. Great post defense by Sasser down low. Abbas had it the whole possession so far. Wants to go to work against Moses Moody. Can't shake him. And it's too strong off the window. High ball screen sets. Simons crosses over, but cannot finish the play. Had Kispert on skates that time. Mismatch inside. Wiseman calls for it. Back out to Sasser. Blocked by Moody, but Sasser gets it back. Steps into a triple, but can't cash in. Up ahead, Moody to Jabari Walker. Knocked away by Kispert and tracked down. And we get it back. No shot clock left here in the first quarter. Kyle wants to ISO again here. This time Walker is on him. He drives and is hacked at the rim. And free throws to close the opening quarter of play. He has shot 94% at the line this year, up by about 6% from a year ago. Easily one of the best free throw takers across the entire NBA. I gotta stop saying this kind of thing. He goes 1 for 2. And we lead by 5 after 1, 33-28. Start of the second quarter. We lead by 5 points. We have looked good on offense so far. Defense, not so much. Dylan Young with the missed layup. And that one's got to go like almost every time. You would have to hope. Open look for Anunoby, but his first time on the court and his shot's not going to go in. We've got Walker, Christie, Sasser, Young, and Wiseman out there right now. Young tries a 3 and has yet to score in this game, but has had a couple of good looks from 3 and on that last layup attempt. Anunoby crosses over and is fouled by Young. Front end for OG. Off the rim and out. And he goes 1 for 2. Young has it, was looking to drive, but has it knocked away by OG Anunoby. Pulling up, and Moody drops it in from distance. And now it's knocked away, and Moody tries to save it out of bounds off him, but the shot clock does not reset. Sasser into a trifecta. He buries it. Screen sets. Moody gets downhill. Christie picks him up. Clinging over Wiseman. A strong take. Walker drives it. Defense all over him, but he's still got it to go. Out to Moody, catch and shoots. It won't drop in. Rebound goes to Wiseman. Christie drives. Klingon comes over and is called for the foul. Good way to force them to call for some help defensively. Draw the foul, take a couple of free shots at the line. 10 points per game this year for Christie, and is still shooting very well across all 3 levels. Keith has it. He looks like the white version of John Cobb. Am I crazy for saying that? That three is going to go for Anthony Simons. But this Keefe guy looks really, really similar to our star player. Aztecs looking for a shot here. Shot clock's winding down. Walker has to let it rip. No good. Simons comes in for the rebound. Klingon calling for it on the low block. Help comes, kicked out to Moody, and he will tie things up. Yeah, this is uncanny. Lobbing it up in traffic. He was trying to find Walker, and Christie's turnover does not lead to points as Moody cannot finish at the rim. And a mismatch inside for Williams. You don't attack it. Young will still find him down low. He's below the rim. Has to pass out. It's going to be a contested shot for Young, but it's good. Simons fires off the pass from Moody. Can't knock it down. And now we float it up. Williams gets behind Klingon for the deuce. We lead by 4, about half the quarter left and some change, and the offense has slowed down a little bit, but not a lot. We have Cobb about to come back in as we jar it loose. Dylan Young with that knockaway. Dennis fires, misses, and Klingon pulls down the rebounds. Now here's Keefe going to work with the physical finish. And the foul against Jarris Walker to boot. That's his third foul. And I think all three have led to free throws for the Blazers. The free throw is not going to go, but Moore back on the court. So is Cobb. Good penetration. Great spin move to finish at the 10. So John Cobb's coming off a really good performance in our last game. And it's come in shooting very well to open things up here in the first half. Randall's three won't drop in. Now Dennis looks to drive it baseline. Won't get the buckets, but the foul is called. Free throws on the way. We have actually outboarded them so far in this game. That's a good sign because we have kind of struggled there against good rebounding teams like the Blazers who have been top 5 in the league over the last 30 days. Off the screen. Moody rolls inside, leaves it for Aiden down low. Williams rises up. They call it a foul. Thought that was pretty clean. Front ends is good. And Aiden goes 1 for 2. We go fast here. It's knocked away and stolen. Jamal Shed tracks it down. That was a deflection by Avdia, and Williams just snatches the layup attempt from Aiden. And we get it right back up by 5. Williams comes over and sets the screen, freeing up Cobb for the open mid-range look. 14 points for Cobb, 5 for 8 from the field, and a plus-minus of 10. Randall leaves it for Moody, top of the key, but he has really been pretty bad shooting-wise so far in this game. Good pass. Williams, though, is blocked from behind. He'll stay with the Aztecs. Dennis, behind the arc by a couple of feet, has yet to find his stroke from downtown. It's 2 for 7 now from the field, but already 7 assists. That one's blocked off the backboard by a Walker, but Cobb lost the handle. Avdia gets it back, and we'll have a couple of free throws. A sloppy last couple of trips down for both teams. Front end, good for Avdia. And he goes 2 for 2. Dennis to Cobb. Screen comes up. Cobb fires a foot inside the arc. In and out. Simons, fast break 3 from a couple feet behind the line, and it's going to count. Good look this time. Cobb connects from downtown. And now zone defense. Leaves Avdia wide open. He can't make us pay for it. Walker gets the pass over the top from Young, and will boost our lead to 7. Quick 3 for Simons. He's feeling it right now. That shot's not going to go, though. Another good look. Cobb this time can't connect. But he's had a lot of chances, a lot of good looks. I like how he's been playing so far. But the opposite is true for Randall. I don't like how he's playing. 2:31 to go in the half. James Wiseman throws it down all over 8, and we have shot a whopping 55%. Very happy with the offense so far. We're off to a really good start, on track to have at least 60 points here in the first half. That's a really good mark to meet. Now can our defense step up? Simons with the tough finish. That's just good defense, better offense. I mean, Kispert's right there to contest that. He's got 12 on 45% from the field, and they are still hanging around here. Walker gets inside and is fouled. Screen sets. Sasser whipped inside. Wiseman again off the pick and roll. What is that shot from Simons? That is an ill-advised shot for almost every player. Cobb gets to work down low, throws it up and in over Jamal Shed. Really taking an advantage so far of that mismatch in terms of the size there. And Cobb has looked really, really good. He's taken only smart shots pretty much from all 3 levels, mid-range, layups, threes. Really enjoying his play style so far in this game. But the Blazers have played pretty well themselves. Not going away here. This might come down to a close finish. Who knows how things can shake out in games between 2 playoff-worthy opponents. Nice comp by Walker. Randall has to foul him. That'll put us in the bonus the rest of the half. First free throw, good for Walker. And he is now 4 for 4 in this game. Little ISO here for Simons. Baseline drive, bucket, and foul. Couple of nice plays here in the first half by Simons. Can't really complain all too much. We've played solid defense, I thought, on him for the most part, but they've just hit their shots. Now it's Avdia guarding Cobb. He has had trouble getting by him so far in this game, but now he draws the foul. The first on him. Nobody has really been in foul trouble for them so far, but they have had a lot of players with at least 1. Front end drops in for Cobb to give him 20 in the opening half of this game. Both are good. 6 seconds on the clock. Simons brings it up. Kispert defending is there. The shot won't go. 65-58. High scoring game so far, and we have a 7-point lead. Second half begins. Mexico City shooting 57%. Portland not as well, but still in this game. That's a beautiful drive right there by Cobb to open things up. He's been our best player offensively and is now 8 for 13 from the field. How about that? Really good day here in his first showing in the small forward role. That's a tough 3, and it's going to come off the rim for Anthony Simons. Now a chance for us to lead by double digits for the first time in this contest. David Dennis with the trifecta. That's his first in this game. Backdoor to Randall. Enough space to score their first points of the quarter. And we turn it over. Jamal Shed picks Dennis's pockets. Simons on the fast break. Can't finish at the rim. Good rim protection by Jarris Walker. And now we've got numbers. The pull-up won't go for Cobb. Williams with the putback, though. And we still lead by 12. Randall for the three. Picking up right where things left off for him. He's got 17. Pick and roll with Williams. Coasting inside. They can't slow this offense down right now. And now we get it back. Dennis has the ball thrown right to him, essentially. And now Cobb soars for the lob. What a pass by Jarris Walker. This is the offense we have been missing almost the entire season. We can play at a fast pace. We can get good looks and be very efficient and play some good defense too. Back-to-back steals by Dennis. He'll be taking advantage of this one and go up by 15 points or more. Cobb again to Williams. 78-63, and they have to call timeout. Blazers trying to find a way to make a run here and close this gap. That's a good start. Avdia drives and scores. Cobb fires, has it blocked. No foul is called, but I thought I heard a slap on the wrist there. They'll stay with the Aztecs. Another pick and roll, and it's just working time and time again. Catch and shoot for Randall. It's been kind of a make then a miss for him from downtown. Mismatch inside. Williams wants it. Draws a double team. Still scores. And Randall's called for his third foul. We have 46 points in the paint. They have 26. At least I think that's what that number was there at the bottom. But regardless, we have our largest lead so far. Shed, baseline, and Walker's called for his fourth foul. Cannot seem to keep his hands to himself. First free throw up and in. And Shed goes 2 for 2. Walker out to Dennis. Open look. It's not going to go. He has yet to really find his rhythm shooting-wise, but has passed the ball very well. Aiden gets behind Williams for the deuce. And if you're curious, Scoot is still on their roster, but he is hurt. So, not playing here in this game. Stepping back for three, and Cobb nails it. 10 first quarter points, 11 back in the second, 7 so far here in the third. They've got no answer for the all-around star. Shed drives, can't get the roll to drop though. Now a three can put us up by 20 points. And Cobb has a good look. Behind the arc, this time it's not going to go. Avdia pulls it down. Shed finds Simons cutting, but Christie's right there. But now a mismatch down low for Aiden. Draws a double, and Christie cuts off the pass. Great defensive play, and up ahead, it's Cobb by himself. Randall wants it to ISO against Jarris Walker. Drives, but can't lay it in. Lob up for Jarris Walker. He grabs it with one hand and throws it down. Mark Williams picks up the assist. We have our biggest lead of the contest. 69-90. And all without Kylan Moore being fully healthy or playing all too much. That's a good shot by Simons. And they're, of course, missing what is likely their best player in Scoot Henderson. But a really good showing here on the offensive end. And it's going to keep on going here. That one's denied. David Dennis blocks Shed shot out of bounds. Field goal percent last 10 games, we are top 4 at 50.2%. How about that? Offense has come to life the last couple of games since the lineup adjustments, moving Cobb to the 3, putting Christie into our starting 5, getting him more involved. So this seems to be working, at least for the offense. Simons catch and shoot off the inbound pass, and he's got 5 straight points. Big man pick and roll here. Moore just finds some space from downtown. The shot's not going to go. Randall off the window went in for a quick bucket. Cobb dices inside through the contact and draws the foul. Number 2 against Donovan Clingan. And Cobb already has 30 points with still 4:25 to go in the quarter. And then the entire fourth quarter as well. And now he's taking over, so is Mark Williams. Into a 3, and an OB can't connect from behind the arc. Moore wants it down low, working on Randall. Hook shots, not gonna go. Clingan pulls down the miss. Randall, strong drive, baseline, but left it short. Handing off, Dennis rises! Posters Clingan! Here's the replay. Just full strength to rock the rim, man. What a play. Randall, again, can't hit. Good defense down low by Kylan Moore. Aztecs lead by 20 points, 3 to play here in the third quarter. We have played very well on offense. Defense has played better this half than the first half. That's why we have jumped ahead by this much. Contested 3. It doesn't matter. Cobb drops it in. Here's Walker, draws the foul on Abdia. How about his last 5 games? 70% from the field, 42 from downtown. So he's played better. The offense has played better. That's not a coincidence. Run ends. Good. Back end for Walker. And he is now 5 for 6 at the line tonight. And we get it right back. Williams stole it. Will just take it right to the rim himself. 25-point game. He has got 21. That's knocked away off the lob attempt. Trying to find Moody. I think that was Williams putting a hand up to swat that pass away. We'll watch the close of this third quarter and then probably just sim towards the end here because we are about to blow these guys out. And that is what you should be doing against a team that is missing, again, their star player. Well, we are nearly full health. That's a good shot by Dennis. And we have been just electric on offense. I really cannot say enough. We have looked so damn good. Backdoor. Moody with the take and the points. Cobb dashes inside, almost got the and one. Instead has 2 more free throws. Run ends. Drops in for him. And he goes 2 for 2. Moody gets the handoff. Has it denied by Mark Williams. Out of bounds. 10 on the shot clock for Portland. By Walker to inbound. He finds Petrovic. Moody now guarded by Cobb. Comes off the screen. Jump shot won't go. Clingan tracks it down for 2. Cobb goes to work. Drives. Finds Dennis wide open. 3 won't go. No shot clock left here in the quarter. 25-point lead for Mexico City. A dominant game so far here on the road. And the final shot is a bad one from Moody. 106 to 81. And we are about done here. despite a 30-point game from Julius Randle and 25 for Anthony Simons. The Aztecs dominates the Blazers, 126-103. Cobb pours in 40 points. Mark Williams, 25 and 17. 2 steals, 3 blocks. Dennis played pretty well, 18 and 9 for him. Double figures for both Jarris Walker and James Wiseman. Moore only 1 for 6. Young 1 for 8, but regardless, we shoot 56% in this win. And one game sample size is not really enough to give you a good idea of whether a change has worked or not, but that is at least a really good sign. And so is the last 4 or so weeks on the schedule. Now we have about a month and a half left. We're going to get through the rest of this month right now and probably get into the first week of March and wrap things up from there. And Cobb's hot streak continues with 34 in the win against the Magic with a 5-point victory. He goes 6 for 12 from downtown. Sasser 8 for 12 from the field, 25 points. 15 for Dennis and Christie. Walker shot the ball well. Williams another double-double. Kylan Moore 6 and 3. The Magic got 33 for Leonard Dennis in this game, 21 for Corey Carter. But we come out on top. But we have a new injury. Dylan Young has a hyperextended right shoulder. Is going to miss 4 to 6 weeks. He can play through it. How much will this affect him? It looks like it's going to be pretty bad, actually. -7. Yeah, he's going to have to take a seat until he is ready to return. So in his place, I think we're going to bring in Taurean Prince. Now we have reached the contract extension deadline. I have no idea who is even eligible for an extension. Let's take a look here. We have 2 players eligible, and it's 2 of our centers, Wiseman and Mark Williams. And they're both 27 years old. They both have an established role on this team. Wiseman, this year, and less of a role than he played a year ago, has still shot very well. I think he's worth keeping around, but we got to keep in mind that Cobb was about to get paid this offseason. Then after that, we have Dennis a year later, and then we have Moore and Young after that. So these next couple years, we're going to be paying a lot more money, but the bird rights will help us pay them despite going over the salary cap limit. Is it worth bringing these 2 guys back? I'm not really sure how much they would want. Williams right now making $21 million. Wiseman $15 million. Williams so far 8 and 9. Again, very efficient. He fits our team. I definitely want to keep... I would like to extend at least one of them. And even though Wiseman does fit our system better, I think Williams is the better overall player. He can do the same things that Wiseman can offensively and is a defensive player as well, where Wiseman is kind of hit or miss there. I'm going to offer Williams first. And he actually is going to ask for less money than he's currently making. So this will make things a little bit easier for us. I'll lower their offer a little bit. And he accepts. So a new 3-year deal for Mark Williams will take him through his 30-year-old season. And we'll probably wait on Wiseman because, Walsh could improve more. And I guess we'll see what happens. But still thinking about bringing Wiseman back. He's been a part of our team for a while now. And a good part of it, too. Now a day later, Kylan Moore, fully healthy, will come back into our starting 5. I would be curious to see what the offense looks like now, with Jarris Walker playing better as of late and Moore now fully healthy. If we could bring in Walker back in as the starting 4 and move Moore back to the 5, how would that look? But again, we're playing pretty well without having to make that change. Got a game here against the Raptors on the road. And we are in the front by a pretty substantial margin. It's not over yet, though. Raptors trying to climb back late and make things interesting. 2:44 to go. Can we not blow a fourth quarter lead, please? Raptors have the ball under 3 to go. They trail by only 4. We have led pretty much the entire game since the first quarter. We play some defense, get some good looks, and close this game out. Scotty Barnes' triple won't drop in. Williams comes in for the rebounds. We are now 12th in the NBA in rebounds per game at about 50. Good mid-range look. Dennis can't knock it down. A tough rebound pulled in by Şengün. And it's going to be off of Kylan Moore, it looks like. The Raptors will get it back. R.J. Barrett comes on the court. Jacoby Walter takes his seat. Beasley looks to drive it. Dennis right there to meet him. They have to pass out. Off a screen. The triple. No good from Barrett. Another good box out defensively by Mark Williams. Dished out. Cobb is open, and he knocks it down. Our lead extends to 7, and Cobb's got 27 here in this game, 10 here in the fourth quarter. And he is still on a hot streak through this game. But Raptors now in the bonus the rest of the contest, or at least the rest of regulation. Dusty Beasley, I believe he's a rookie, or at least a very young talent. He's got now 15 points, 7 assists as their point guard. And the lead is cut to 5. Iron ball screen set. Pick and roll right to Kylan Moore. The two stars link up for the basket. He has got 26 points. So Cobb and Moore having some strong offensive displays here in this road game. Screen comes up from Şengün. Grady Dick will keep them in it. It's not over yet. Moore the pick. Cobb finds him rolling inside again. Scotty Barnes caught behind him. Now we are climbing in terms of the assists per game, now up to 11 here in the league. So rebounds, assists both going up. You've got 34 in this game. That three's offline from Beasley. And now they're going to foul us. And one more will put us in the bonus for the rest of the fourth quarter. But 2 free throws and a miss from them should put this game out of reach. That's a good inbound play there. And they will not foul us yet. Moore out to Williams. Now to Cobb. Shot clock under 10 now. Christie's doubled. Cobb with it. Drives. Finds Dennis open for 3. Shot won't go. But no shot clock left. Toronto up to Scotty Barnes. It's a one-score game. It's not over. They will have to foul, and it's going to be David Dennis taking the crunch time free throws. 5.5 seconds left. Just got to hit one to put this game out of reach, which he does. They have one timeout to advance the ball, and they will trail by 5. Barrett inbounds to Grady Dick. His 3 won't drop in, and time runs out. And the win streak continues for the Aztecs with another tough road win. 111-106. And we have started off March very strong. $36 for Barrett in the loss for the Raptors. 23-11 for Barnes. Their 2 stars play very well. But we get 28-10 from Kylan Moore and 27-7 from John Cobb en route to our 4th straight win. About a month and a week left on the schedule, and we have now moved up to 5th place in the conference, surpassing both the Clippers and the Spurs. And now, same games back as the Pelicans, so we have a chance to get up to 4th place if this continues. 8 wins in our last 10, and we are looking very good right now. I'm not going to switch things up just yet. I'm not going to bring Walker back into our starting 5 at this stage because we're playing so well. But if we look at the numbers, Cobbs have pretty much been the same as the year has gone on, but his scoring has seen a slight uptick as of late. Dennis playing very well. Moore has shot about 10% better since the last time we checked. Dylan Young has shot better. I think he was at 42% last time we saw. Now it's about 44, 45%. But he is out for now with the hyperextension to his shoulder. Cam Christie is shooting better at 53%. So he just is getting better as the year goes on, it seems. Jarvis Walker definitely improving. So Corey Kispert also, I mean, he was at 42% from the field. Now it's 46% and 44% from downtown. So role players stepping up, and we are playing better as a result. And now we look primed to hopefully this next episode secure what would be our first ever regular season playoff clinching games. So we're on track for that. And that is a really good sign of things to come. I think betting on us to play better and turn things around has really paid off. Now we'll get a quick preview at a couple of players in this next draft class because we do have a first round pick. It's not going to be a very high one though. The unanimous first overall pick is Elijah Banks, a 6'9" guard, can also play forward, out of Canada. And it is ones across the board for him. That's why he's unanimous. Only 2 badges though, pick dodger and slippery off ball. And it looks like he has the Dwayne Wade Hall of Fame ceiling. A floor of Donovan Mitchell is a pretty good floor to have. Should be an all-star someday. It looks really smooth. He's a smart player and has no significant weaknesses. So just a good all-around talent. Can do pretty much everything except for rebound. But that height should definitely help him out in that category. So good player right there. Then you've got the ball hawk, 6'4" forward Devin Mitchell, 18 years old, out of Xavier. Bit of a project across the board, but is kind of a jack of all trades, master of none. He's got the Bruce Bowen ceiling with that all-star ceiling, and he has no badges. And, you know, most players in this class don't seem to really have many badges, so it's going to be kind of a worse class than what we're used to. Another ball hawk here in Vic Pollard, 6'8", out of Michigan. Vince Carter, All-NBA ceiling. Billy Thompson, bench floor. Can steal the ball. Good help defender. Plays above the rim. And has no badges. And definitely needs some work at a lot of areas. Todd Ojale, 6'5" guard forward. 1 badge inside the arc threats. Looks to be a fairly established offensive player. 3-pointers are going to be kind of hit or miss for him, but Bradley Beal, all NBA ceiling. Vernon Maxwell, bench floor. He's got a good vertical leap, high upside, and has a knack for knowing where the other team is going to go with the ball, so can definitely rack up some steals for you on defense. Nelson Rollins, 6'10" center, interior threat for Notre Dame. Low ceiling, low floor. Apparently has potential, but I'm not really seeing it here on the player comps. And has some pretty big weaknesses too. Cameron Purdue, 6'3" guard, catch and shoot threat compared to Klay Thompson. He is 23 though, so one of the older players. A floor of Hubert Davis and the bench. Good on-ball defender, can hit jumpers from downtown occasionally. Good vertical leap, but will lack some of the playmaking that makes those two-way guards so special. You've also got point guard Hillary Hayes, about a 70 overall or so, 18 years old, from Wisconsin. Very solid all-around offensive player, it looks like, both shooting and passing-wise. Defense will need some work. Stephen Marbury, All-NBA ceiling. D'Angelo Russell, floor. Crafty finisher, can knock down three-point shots. Good passing fundamentals, but lacks strong finishing. And then Tracy West, a 6'11 center, board hunting paint protector, 1 badge compared to JaVale McGee. Floor Bill Cartwright, so kind of has low potential, it looks like, based on this, and is really only a good rebounder and post defender. So, like his archetype says, board hunting paint protector. Last guy we'll look at here is CJ Bass, a 6'6 forward who is bald out of Purdue. And he's got a Latrell Sprewell starter ceiling and a Dennis Hobson bench floor. Decent pickpocket ability, good leaper, good athletes, makes tough plays on defense, but not a good finisher and is not good in the low post. So, not really the best batch of players, not really a fan of any one player here besides the top guy, but there are some solid players at the top that have high potential, like Mitchell and Pollard. But that will do it. Things are turning around for the Aztecs. We have about a month and change left to go to clinch our first regular season playoff spot without having to appear in the play-in tournament. So we got to finish the year strong, have mostly home games down the stretch. That should help us out in theory. And we'll see what it takes to earn a top 6 seed down the stretch. I'll see y'all there. Thanks for watching as always. Please like the video, subscribe, leave your feedback down below, and have a great day.